Lions TV, this is your Monday Club video. We are looking back at Saturday's 1-1 draw against West Bromwich Albion at the Den and ahead to tomorrow night's trip to face Preston at Deepdale, the first of 3 away games on the trot, 2 in the league and then of course Crystal Palace in the 5th round of the FA Cup. But before that, let's wind it back to Saturday and start out with the starting 11 that Alex Neil picked to start the match. And so the gaffer went with 2 changes from the team that got absolutely hammered down at Plymouth in midweek. It was the back 4 and the goalkeeper, as you were, which was an opportunity in my mind to say, go and put things right for the back 5-ish. You know, Jensen let in 5 goals, yes, but he wasn't directly at fault for any of the goals, in my opinion. Billy Mitchell came in and replaced George Saville in the centre of midfield in the first change. Luke Cundle continued in a 10. Connolly switched over to the right wing, which brought Aziz into the left wing, dropping Nedgley to the bench. And up front, as a lone striker, the big Garlic and Herb Mihailo Ivanovic. Was I surprised with that starting 11? Do you know what? Look, he hasn't changed Jensen. And again, Jensen's done nothing wrong on Saturday in the 1-1 draw. Couldn't help the goal at all. That's down to Joe Bryan, which we'll get on to shortly. He gave him an opportunity to redeem himself, the back 4 in front of Jensen, who were, in my opinion, the complete shambles, along with the midfield at Plymouth. The 2 central midfielders, I mean, because they're just getting overrun for fun. But, yeah, so he gave them an opportunity to redeem himself. I understand it. Savs have been dropped out. I would say that's more to rest him, although his form has been in and out lately and he is getting older and he's playing a lot of games. Billy Mitchell came in. The one for me was, you know, Aziz absolutely had to come back in after doing what he did at Leeds and then coming off the bench at Plymouth and being the only positive from the night, really. He had to come back in, but I thought he would have took Connolly out and just put Aziz straight in, but it seems like he really wanted to keep Connolly in the side because he switched him to the right and took Nedgley out. Was that a reflection on Nedgley? Why has that happened? Maybe he's trying to protect him. He just turned up at the club. He's had one really good away game, his debut, and then he's had one really bad one at Plymouth. So I'm not sure whether he's trying to protect him a little bit, whether he thought maybe if it was tight towards the end, he could bring Nedgley on and try and nick a winner and make him the hero on his home debut, which nearly happened, obviously. But, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, look, getting into the game, I thought Connolly grafted. I do like Connolly, but Nedgley's clearly better. Connolly spent a lot of time on his arse. I don't think that the wing's really his place. He's very tricky. If anything, I'd be tempted to put Connolly in a 10. I think I said this in my video the other day, and drop Cundle back in to central midfield. Cundle, I felt in the game since his debut, it might be harsh. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I feel he's been a bit anonymous, and I felt he was in the first half on Saturday. Maybe that's because we was kicking towards the other end. I'm not sure, because I thought we had a very, very strong second half. So, the game starts. First chance, I'm sure Alex Neil would have said, go out there and make sure we are fucking compact and rock solid for the first 15 or so minutes. But that didn't happen. They forged the first chance, and it just opened up in front of the West Brom player as he went into the box, and he should have done better. But it's a really good save from Jensen, because not only does he go to his left and save it, he holds on to it, and he's on quite a stretch when he did go down and save it. Then we sort of got to grips with the game and we started coming forward, getting a lot of deliveries into the box. Jake Cooper has one header that comes off the top of the net. After that, Casper Denor's got to do better from the edge of the box, and I praised him in my previous video as well for getting amongst the goals now and goal involvements, and he knows he should have done better. There was bodies in the way, and that's why he tried to curl it towards the far corner, but he should be in the target at least from there. And then Femi Aziz, for me, who was man of the match, again, just keeps getting stronger and stronger since returning from injury. Gets onto his left foot, goes to cut inside, cuts back outside, and his shot is dragged just wide. So the writing was definitely on the wall, in my opinion, when we did get the breakthrough. And once again, it's a free kick that comes in, or a corner, I'm not sure which it was, but it gets cleared away. Jaff restores it, gives it to Aziz, and it's an absolutely sensational cross from Aziz, right on Jake Cooper's head, downward header, and the skipper is back amongst the goals. After that, you would expect us to try and go and push on, which it can happen, but listen, West Brom are where they are in the division for a reason. Lost their manager, and they still managed to maintain being in and around it under Tony Mowbray, and they came back into the game. But again, it's sort of delivered by us. It's sort of handed to them. Joe Bryan, as I said in my full-time reaction, that they've all congregated towards the far end of the penalty area. All he's got to do is hit that area. His deliveries are usually very good. This one, he just hooks it. No one's over that side of the pitch. Straight to the keeper. West Brom break away. Joe Bryan's out of position. So, obviously, they come down our left-hand side, which is where he should be. He's he's busting his bollocks to get back. I was trying to think of a better term, but I couldn't think of one. He's really grafting to get back, along with the rest of them, to sort of atone for his error. Ball comes across the box. I thought Jeb Wallace had scored in real time, and it was down the end where I sit. But it was accredited to a Joe Bryan own goal, and then Richard Cooley puts on Twitter, as the notifications coming through, second own goal in a week for Joe Bryan, which I didn't even realise, like I said, that he scored the own goal. But there was nothing he could do about this one. So fair enough. Anyway, I've watched it back the next day, and there is loads he could do about it. First of all, don't shank the free kick. Second of all, I don't know what he's doing. He sort of leads with one foot, and it goes through that leg, hits the other leg. I mean, look, it's very, very unlucky to try and score 2 own goals in a week. You'd have a push, but to do it obviously as he has by accident, he gets his feet in the mud, or maybe his legs are tired from running back all that way. It was a dash from one penalty area to the other. He's out of position. Maybe he was a little bit disorientated, but the way he sort of, I think he threw his right leg at it, and he went through that and hits him on the left foot, and it's very unlucky, but it's poor defending, and it has to go down to Joe Bryan, who I thought, other than that, had a very good game. But someone said to me on the way out, a fella had a chat with me, he said, it just seems that when teams come to the Den, they'll have an opportunity, or we'll have 5 or 6 and maybe score 1. They'll seem to have one opportunity and score 1 goal. And understand exactly what that guy's saying. We don't seem to cover ourselves in glory in that instant. I mean, Lucas Jensen was very rarely threatened in the game, especially not the second half. After that, the one other chance, and again, I do watch the game, I do wear glasses, but when I watched the highlights back, I thought Jed had scored their goal. Plymouth, I thought Casper the North given them the goal and passed it straight to their player. It was Saville. So maybe I'll go for another eye test because, well, to be fair, listen, this next one, we get caught napping again, and we capitulate. We seem to switch off, and our nerves just seem to vanish. And we go to pieces when we concede for like 5 or 10 minutes. We always do it. And West Brom catches napping again with a short corner. Their player cuts into the box and he hits a shot that does say a deflection. I think I said Connolly in my full-time reaction. There's a lot of bodies in the box, by the way, in my bad eyesight defence. But this morning, the club have posted it on social media. It's the bar, it's the line, comes out. I'm not even sure the club noticed because they ain't posted this till Monday morning. It is an unbelievable goal line clearance from Billy Mitchell. For those that say he don't score enough goals, he saved one single-handedly there. It's worth a goal. If you watch it, if you get the chance to look on the club's social media, on their Twitter or on their Instagram, then have a look because it is an unbelievable, brilliant goal-saving clearance from Billy Mitchell. The guy drills it. Billy Mitchell goes beyond Jensen, taking a gamble, gets his flick header on it. It's the underside of the bar. If Billy Mitchell don't get his head on that, we're 2-1 down with a mounted to climb. Then the pendulum swings again, and we sort of get up their end a bit and force a bit of pressure without really testing their goalkeeper. And that's half time. And on reflection, you'd have to say it's probably a fair point at that point if it does end in a draw. Obviously, of course, which it did. But the second half, we started very, very strong. We had back-to-back corners, actually before the corners. Aziz was putting in loads of crosses. And the Garlic couldn't get on the end of them. And I feel for the Garlic. I'm hearing that Coburn might be fit, and I'll cover that in a minute for the Preston game. But he definitely looks a little bit leggy to me, Ivanovic, and I feel that he sort of flitted in and out the side, and now he's in it constantly, especially at the back of scoring the goals against Portsmouth and Luton. The expectations there, but I feel we could do with a rest. So there was no other recognised striker on the bench for us. No Lovelace, not seen or heard anything of him since he's come to the club. Maybe he's not fit, I'm not sure. And no Macaulay Langstaff on the bench either. Don't know what's going on with that one. Obviously the transfer window's closed. Maybe he's injured. I don't know on either of those players. If you know anything, let me know in the comments. But yeah, Aziz have put those good few crosses in. And then we force a couple of corners, and it's from back-to-back corners that their goalkeeper, which they didn't show, by the way, on the Sky highlights. I don't know why they didn't do that on YouTube when you can look it up after the game. I don't know why they didn't show either of these, because this is what kept West Brom in the game. The first corner comes in, Cooper gets to the back post, and heads it under the bar, and the goalkeeper somehow claws it out. Brilliant save. The corner comes over to the Dockers stand side straight away. Another good corner comes in. Jaff makes a run to the back post, gets a great header on it, and it's almost past their goalkeeper before he reaches back and claws it off the line. And then after that, the second half died a death a little bit, and then we sort of really went for it. They was getting nowhere fast, West Brom, and the intensity was there from us. I definitely felt the substitutions helped. Someone said in my comments, why has he not put on Amaku and someone else when he took off Mitchell and Denor? Well, Mitchell and Denor were central midfielders. Saville comes on. And Honeyman comes on. And again, look, in that instance, I've got no problem with George Honeyman. But the substitutions worked because we continued to press forward. We continued to dominate the centre of midfield. So in my opinion, it was good substitutions from Alex Neil. We continued to press, and then we got Nesley on as well, and that's when he cuts in from the right-hand side. Another brilliant save from their goalkeeper, who tips it over the bar, denying Nesley on his home debut and a sort of a hero's welcome. And then again, Nesley again jinks in, and he shot right at the end. Their goalkeeper's the only one he spilt the whole game, and Cundall's there, and he could have stabbed it home maybe, but he tries to show composure. He tries to lift it round the keeper, and he sort of don't manage it. You can see on the thumbnail of the video at the start that pretty much what happened. But the goalkeeper, the only slight mistake he makes, he manages to squash it, get on it, and the game ends. But the players were just constantly going for it. 94 minutes it was, and when you saw the ball go up, we wasn't shitting ourselves as fans. We was thinking, come on, the players thought, come on, let's go for it. And they continued to press, and they all collapsed on the floor afterwards. They really, really wanted that 3 points. They pressed for it, and I've absolutely got no complaints. I really, really haven't. It ends 1-1 against a team in the top 6, and it just shows, in my opinion, that we are competitive in this division, and we are there or thereabouts, and we move on to tomorrow night's trip to face Preston North End at Deepdale. And so what starting 11 will the gaffer go with tomorrow night at Deepdale? I think he will keep the back 5 the same. Of course, don't forget, we've got Zach Sturge there, left wing back, and Joe Bryan's confidence and head must be all over the place at the minute. But I think he'll continue along with Jensen, along with Kramer, Cooper and Tanganga. Central midfield, he's got a very big decision to make. I thought Billy Mitchell done well. He hasn't had a run of games for a long, long time. And don't forget, him and Saville, both playing in those central midfield positions. We had a fantastic run on those two for a good couple of seasons. So maybe he might rest Casper. Maybe Casper's the main man now and he'll alternate Billy and Savs. I've got a feeling he might bring Savs back in tomorrow. I'm not sure. I just got a feeling that he might do. Kunda will continue in the 10, I believe. Aziz will definitely keep his place. I mean, look, Connolly's done all right. He's done well. As I said, he just couldn't stay on his feet, and he's a little bit of a pudding, isn't he? Not that I'm one to talk, but I'm not sure the wing's the best place for him. And I definitely feel Nesley give himself a case to start the game with his performance when he come off the bench against West Brom. So I'd like to see Nesley start on that right-hand side. I think he will as well, if I'm honest. I think it might be one change. I think it will be Nesley in for Connolly and then Ivanovic up front with hopefully Josh, and he called him Luke, Josh Coburn on the substitutes bench because he has got a real bit of quality about him. And if he can get fit and firing for this run-in and this big run of games, we've got a lot of them away from home as well. It'll be absolutely brilliant for us. And so we move on to our opposition. As we've already mentioned, is Preston North End, managed by Paul Heckingbottom. He got sent off the other week and he's serving a 2-match ban. He served one of those on Saturday when they drew 0-0 against Burnley at Deepdale. So I'm not sure if he's got one more to go or his ban's over. But if he's got one more to go, could suit us a little bit and he'll be in the stands instead of the dugout. Preston are currently doing all right in the division because they have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1 of their previous 5 league games. Last time, as I've already mentioned, they drew 0-0 with Burnley. They was maybe fortunate not to concede a penalty in injury time in that game. And it sees Preston sitting, as you can see, on the same points as us and the same games, 15th, 1 spot behind us. And you can just see how very, very tight it is all the way up to 5th there. Just 10 points separate 15th from 5th, and we still got a game in hand on the majority of teams above us. So if we want to kick on, it's in our own hands with games against Preston, Watford and Bristol City all coming up. Let's move on to a prediction. And so, this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I am going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for the big garlic hand to put us in front and Preston to pick us back in the second half. Again, it will be a great point on the road, but if we want to push for that top 6, we need to get a few people like Nesley and Cundall firing and get us up that table and give us a real bit of momentum. Look, I felt on Saturday that a lot of people were disappointed. I didn't feel disappointed, but I felt like, everyone's a bit down about things again all of a sudden after that initial boom of the new manager and all the new players coming in. That job in at Plymouth has obviously been a massive confidence hitter. But I just felt that on Saturday, a lot of people was a little bit downtrodden with it all. And we shouldn't be. It's 1 defeat in 7. So we're definitely moving in the right direction. Like I said, it's in our hands at Preston tomorrow night and with our upcoming games. I won't be travelling to Preston tomorrow. And I'll be completely honest here. I need to rest as well. But rest is just so boring, isn't it? I can't sit still. So I have to do something. But I'm not going to Preston. And that's due to the fact that my endless pot of YouTube gold that doesn't actually exist, that people think it does, is fucking taking a major hit. I went Luton away. I went Portsmouth away and stayed over. I went Leeds away and stayed over. I went Plymouth away and stayed over. And I've bought on Saturday at the Den, I've got my Watford tickets and my Derby tickets. And of course, I've got to pay for my Crystal Palace tickets when they turn up as well. No, I can't get you any Crystal Palace tickets, but I can give you a stream tomorrow night. It's been a while. We haven't done one because obviously I've been going to a lot of away games, and on Saturday I didn't do one because I had my youngest son there with me, and I had a really good day with him, even though he did put in his little whack of the little shit that West Brom were going to win the game. But that's what you get with my youngest, and that's probably why I don't take him as much as I take my oldest. But look, yeah, so no trip to Deepdale for me tomorrow night, but I will be streaming from Lions TV Towers-ish about, I'm not sure what time, was it 8:15 kickoff, so I'll be on air from about 7:15. Hope to see you there. If you're travelling, safe journey. Please bring home the 3 points. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.